What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys my review for Boruto Manga Chapter 71. So this chapter is interesting because I feel like some stuff that happened was pretty good, and other stuff that happened I thought could have been a bit better. So we're going to talk about that, and quickly I do want to apologize for not having this up as quick as I normally do. Because normally I get my reviews out pretty quick after the actual chapter drops, but some stuff came up today, so that's why this is delayed. But let's talk about the chapter. Alright, so this chapter starts off with Code about to strike down Amado and end his life, but right then Amado calls out to Eida and tells her that Kawaki is the ace up his sleeve in the case that the Hidden Leaf Village tries to abandon him or eliminate him, and that catches Eida's attention. Code, however, tells her not to listen, and Eida responds back by telling Code not to interfere. Code goes on to ignore this command from Eida and goes in for a final blow on Amado, since Amado is on his retribution list. So just from the beginning of this chapter, you can already tell that it seems like their alliance is about to end. It seems like a big conflict between the bad guys has begun, and Amado is definitely, trying to make his case here to survive. So right as Code is going in for the final blow on Amado, Daemon actually strikes at Code before he can kill Amado. He has one hand holding Code's hand from attacking and one hand over Code's mouth. So then we move on to a little bit more dialogue where Eida goes and questions if Code just tried to kill Daemon, and that's because Code had like a little line in one of the panels where he was saying the attack was reflected, and or he was thinking that, and Eida pretty much goes and calls him a hindrance at that point. Right then, Amado sees it as a golden moment, so he speaks up and adds on that Eida has an opportunity to accept an invitation from the Hidden Leaf Village, and that Code is indeed a hindrance. So pretty much, Amado is instigating the situation to split them apart. Code pretty much gets mad at this, so he's mad at Amado and he charges back at him at this point, and as he does that, Daemon stops him yet again. So here's my thoughts on this, right, so far. So I do think it's a cool surprise at the same time that Daemon is so strong, because we haven't really seen Daemon do much aside from his ability. So it does make sense that he is this strong, because these are technically supposed to be cyborgs stronger than Jigen, right? And now that Code got his limiters removed, he's stronger than Jigen. Nobody said that he's stronger than Ishiki, though. But he has ascended, but it seems like he hasn't ascended to where some of these other cyborgs are at. So he hasn't ascended to Daemon's level. And although I do wish that, maybe they did hint at this, but I wish this was handled just a little bit differently, because this guy Code keeps taking so many L's, and if you want to make him a credible villain, you can't have him losing all the time. However, I do think that this is a lot of setup for the future, where Code is going to go on like a crazy redemption spree. He's going to get revenge after revenge after revenge. I feel like that would be the best way to have a complete turnaround on him as a character, and there's been foreshadowing of that, in many instances as well. So I don't like that, his first battle after getting his limiters removed is an L, but at the same time, I do understand why they did it, and I do understand why Daemon is stronger, and this was probably the only logical way to really save Amado, because I don't think Amado would really be able to talk his way out of a death from Code, because Code is dead set on getting rid of anybody that crossed Ishiki. So after that, we move on back to the Hidden Leaf, and Eida's abilities pretty much explained to everyone by Shikamaru. So he tells Naruto, Sasuke, Boruto, and Kawaki pretty much what's going on. And Shikamaru also tells the others that there's at least one more cyborg aside from Eida that might surpass Jigen in power. So obviously this is alarming info because in their current state, Naruto and Sasuke cannot compete with the Jigen level guy. But this isn't expanded on like crazy right now because we got the hidden leaf probably for like 3 or 4 pages, and then after that it's pretty much been a Code versus Daemon thing, and then Code talking to Eida as well as Amado. So it's a big centric chapter on all of them, which is fine because, you know, the plot needs to move along, and we got left on a cliffhanger last month that had to do with them, so it makes sense. So when we cut back over to Eida this time, she tells Code that she's grateful to him, you know, for letting her free and whatnot at the beginning of this, well, not at the beginning of this arc, but the beginning of last arc. And she says that's why she repaid him by helping him regain his powers by getting his limiters removed, but now that it's time for their alliance to end. So I can respect that, you know, she got something from him, so she repaid the favor, but now there's no need for an alliance to continue, especially when she has such an intriguing offer, right? Code confesses his love for Eida then, but she says that whether his feelings are true or not, that his methods are too selfish for her. Which, you know, it's true because he worships Ishiki, right? And pretty much all his goals are focused more so on that. Next, what happens is that Code says that Eida can only have one night, and then he goes on to proceed to attack Daemon. And Bug actually comes in and helps out a lot. And I also saw a few people commenting on my spoiler videos. Who's Bug? Go back to, I think, chapters 57, 58. He's introduced there. He's pretty much the guy who was watching the cyborgs to begin with, before they were let free. So that's Bug. So Bug knows a lot about him, and Bug screams at that moment that it's only when Daemon is touching others with his hands that their actions are getting reflected. So this could be a potential weakness if Daemon stays an enemy that people could use against him down the line, if they figure it out, of course. And Bug gave this info hoping that they would both destroy each other pretty much. Pretty much throughout the rest of the chapter for a little bit as the fight continues, Daemon is straight up bodying Code, and he says that Code appears to be stronger than Jigen, so by that logic he should be stronger than Naruto and Sasuke as well, and that they shouldn't be a problem for him. But none of that really matters to him, he says, because at the end of the day, he's number one. So, you know, Daemon's talking his shit, you know, just he kind of gives me like that cocky, spoiled brat type of vibes. So he's just talking his shit over to Code right now, and Code is pretty much just getting cooked throughout this battle. It's something to see. So then Code plans on retreating, and Eida pretty much tells him that she won't pursue him if he stays out of her way. But she also warns him that she can see everything, so that he better not try anything funny. Code goes off by saying that he will achieve his goal, and that once he's an Otsutsuki, he'll know his true feelings about Eida, whether he truly loves her or whether he'll want to kill her. And I like that line right there too, because like I said, I think this is setting up for a big retribution thing for Code down the line. I don't think he's going to go around and kill everybody necessarily, but I do feel like he is going to take some W's down the line. If he doesn't, I really think they wrote him poorly then if he doesn't make some sort of comeback, because I think the approach they're going for here is they want to make him look like a villain that has lost under like certain circumstances. He's still like strong, but he's, you know, not strong enough to be the best. So that's why in a lot of situations he's been close to death. So after facing many of those situations, his hatred has grown, which is something that's discussed at the end of the chapter, and I feel like that's going to fuel his revenge more down the line if he gets to become an Otsutsuki like he wants, which I think somehow, some way, he may figure something out for that, but I don't think it's going to be Boruto or Kawaki dying. So, moving forward, Code then escapes with Bug, takes him with them, saves his life. Maybe he'll be useful to him later, who knows. And then we get a chat between Amado, Eida, and Daemon. Pretty much Amado and Eida and Daemon's, just there listening. Amado explains pretty much how Kawaki can only be stopped by him with an emergency shutdown code. And Eida asks him why didn't, Kawaki have this installed from the get-go, right? But Amado says that he didn't add a shutdown code originally because Jigen forbade it, which makes perfect sense. Why would you want that on your vessel? Eida asks what's stopping the Hidden Leaf from relying on both of the siblings for power instead, like her and Daemon. Like, she's pretty much trying to ask Amado like what his true worth really is, because she thinks that maybe Daemon and her can stop Kawaki then, right? Rather than them needing Amado at all. But then, Eida loses Kawaki because she's trying to get with him. She's not trying to kill him. So, Amado says that his true motives is a long story, that he also needs to tell the Hidden Leaf as well, which I thought was an interesting detail, because this kind of gets me to think maybe it's not like a crazy evil thing necessarily, unless there's going to be a big plot twist right then. But the fact that he's willing to tell them makes things interesting as well. He proceeds to go on and tell Eida that he wants to tell them all together, but before he can do that, he has to mediate with the Leaf in order to get Eida's deal to go through, and he has to go and talk to them about Daemon as well. So Amado, I don't know if he's really gonna do it. It would make sense if he would, because who's really gonna stop Daemon and Eida necessarily right now? Like, maybe they can take on just Eida somehow by using Kawaki or Boruto, but I don't know how they would deal with Daemon at the moment. So I don't know if Amado is going to backstab them in a chapter or two, or if he's actually going to mediate. I think he's going to actually try turning them into allies, but we'll have to find out. And then pretty much to wrap up the chapter, we cut back over to Code, and he's talking to Bug, and he pretty much blames everything on Kawaki, and everything that happened, he's blaming Kawaki for. Eida, previous battles, Ishiki's death, he's blaming a lot of it on Kawaki, and he promises to destroy not only Kawaki himself, but everything precious to him, including his friends, his village, as well as the Hokage, Naruto. And that wraps up the chapter. So, interesting cliffhanger. Maybe Code is the one who ends up actually destroying the village. Who knows? Time will tell. We'll find out. Bad news also, if you guys haven't heard, but no chapter next month in July, unfortunately. So we're going to have to wait till August. Hopefully the wait is worth it. And we are getting some sort of announcement in July. I don't know if that's strictly for the Boruto anime, or whether they're announcing a movie or something, or who knows, maybe they'll announce a time skip coming up sometime, later in the year for the manga, maybe. A lot of routes they can go with it, but I'll be sure to cover whatever comes out in July for that. But we're gonna have to wait till August for more manga stuff. What I'll personally do is I'll still try to make some videos involving the Boruto manga throughout July, so we still have some content to talk about before the next chapter comes along. But 2 months from now, I'll be back with more spoilers of the manga and be back with another review. But this chapter, I'm gonna give somewhere around a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. And I say this because I think some necessary things happened in this chapter, and although I wasn't, I would say I was mixed about what happened with Code getting bodied, but I do see why they did it and all. So I do think it was a good chapter. Hopefully the next one's better, and hopefully they're setting up Code, for some redemption down the line, just so he can become a better villain. But let me know what you guys thought of the full chapter in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? Rate it out of 10 in the comments below for me. And be sure to leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, especially if you are a fan of Boruto. Hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.